Hi you guys, welcome to your August 2024 astrological forecast. And I guess some of you are already aware that Mercury's turning retrograde this month on the 5th, okay? But I'm pretty sure some of you, like me even, have already been experiencing it, right? If you have, raise your hand, either one. Yeah, it's been pretty bad here. But anyways, please forgive me if I repeat myself or forget to say something or other or whatever, okay? I do have a video that I did on Mercury retrograde a while ago. There's a link to it in the description box below, so probably would be a good idea to listen to that video, okay? But for now, I just have to say, okay, start off with a new moon in Leo on the 4th. Okay, Venus is moves into Virgo also on that day, on the 4th, okay? Then on the 5th, Mercury has been in Virgo, right? So it turns retrograde in Virgo and falls back actually into Leo on the 14th. Then turns direct on the 28th, still in Leo. Okay, so we're going between two signs, Leo and Virgo. And then on the 19th, there is a full moon in Aquarius. On the 22nd, the sun moves in to Virgo. And on the 29th, Venus moves into Libra. So not a whole lot of movement, kind of like with the planets, just the inner planets, the sun through like Venus. You know, Mars is still in Gemini the whole month. Jupiter's in Gemini. Uranus is in Taurus, and Pluto is retrograde in Aquarius, and Saturn and Neptune in Pisces are both retrograde. Okay, so it just seems like there isn't a lot of movement, you know. But anyways, I would like to let everybody know, you know, to check my community tab on my channel for updates or anything you might be wondering about. I usually post things there to let you guys know whatever's going on or what I'm up to. Also, I want to thank my subscribers and anyone for tuning in and liking and sharing and commenting on my videos. Thank you so very much. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And I think there was something else I needed to tell you, but there we have it. It's more than likely Mercury retrograde, and I will remember it after I turn this video off, right? Well, anyways, now for your forecast. Hi, Virgo. Happy birthday to those of you born at the end of the month, okay? So, the big news for you is, okay, Mercury is in your sign and it turns retrograde, okay, on the 5th. And it falls back into Leo on the 14th. Then turns direct in Leo on the 28th, so it's going to be in your sign again after that, when it moves into, your sign again in September. So anyway, you know, Mercury is your ruling planet. Doesn't matter what sign it's in when it's retrograde. It affects you and Gemini, who is also ruled by Mercury. It affects both of you a little bit more than it does any of the other zodiac signs because, again, it's your ruling planet. So you have to be extra special careful when you communicate to people at this time. If there's any way that they could misunderstand you, then then they're going to do it. You know, not purposely, probably, but it's going to be probably miscommunications along the way, somewhere along the way, okay? And Mercury doesn't turn retrograde in Virgo until the 5th, but, you know, there's a strong possibility that you are already feeling the effects of, you know, the retrograde period, okay, such as even your traveling may be, like, you know, a little bit like having to go out of your way, having to do things twice, even, you know, like doing stuff like even like going to the store. You know, let's say you're at the grocery store and you leave your keys on the counter and you get all the way to your car and then you got to go back to the store to get your keys, or you go to the store and you reach in your pocket or wherever for your list and it's not there because you left it at home. stuff like that, little things like that. And electronics too may break down on you at this time. So if your cell phone especially is acting up, do not go out and get a new one. Wait until Mercury turns direct. Wait a few days actually after that, and your phone just may be working just as good as it always was, right? So any kind of electronics especially, but so be very careful when traveling, especially when you're driving. But all kinds of travel for you though might be a little bit hard. You know, a lot of times it's like delays. Things are delayed, especially if you're like flying. It's like the norm anymore. When you're at the airport, you can't even just like get on a plane and go. Too many weird things going on as far as travel goes, and that's under normal circumstances. You know, this is a retrograde period, which usually does screw up communications and travel in some way or other. You may find yourself sitting in traffic, long lines, standing in a line for, you know, whatever reason, and a lot of times, you know, by the time you get up to where, you know, where you wanted to be, something has changed. You know, you either don't need that information anymore, or you don't need to speak to that person, or I don't know, or they're the wrong person, that you weren't even in the right line, you know, whatever, stuff like that. Listen to my video on Mercury retrograde, okay? But until then, the sun is in Leo in your 12th house. That's where you have Leo up until the 22nd, when the sun moves into your first house, okay? I do have to mention though, okay, before we get into that, Venus moves into your sign on the 4th, okay? If you've ever listened to any of my previous videos, you'll know that I say when Venus is in your 10th house, your first house, or your sign, is when you should milk it for all it's worth, okay? Because people just love you. You know, they find the nicest things about you, find you more appealing now than at any other time, okay? So if you get a lot of compliments at this time, that's why. You know, people just look at you and just think, you know, oh, you're beautiful, even when you are. But you know what I mean? Like you may notice you'll get more compliments than you normally do. Okay, and people want to do nice things for you too. They want to do little favors for you. They want to give you little small gifts, or maybe even a big gift. And it does not even have to be a birthday gift. They just want to like get on your good side. You know, they feel you're I don't know, fun to be around, or you're pleasant at this time. So Venus is in your first house up until the 29th, then it moves into Libra and your second house. And I'll just cover that right now because it's only there for like excuse me, the 29th, 30th, and 31st. So I will cover that more in September. But having Venus in your second house of earned income and possessions means it's attracting money to you, okay? Even when Venus is in your first house, you know, it does attract beautiful things to you. Venus-related things, like money, like artwork, like luxury items, you know, stuff like that. So don't be surprised if these things start popping up in your life, right? And you're not buying them for yourself. I mean, somebody else could gift you with some things at this time. But anyways, so the sun is in Leo in your 12th house of behind the scenes activities by you or someone else. Secrets, confidences, the house of self-undoing. Okay, they call it self-undoing because this is the house of the subconscious mind. And you could like think yourself crazy. You could like overly think something to the point where you do drive yourself crazy. Doesn't mean that that's going to happen at this time. It's just that that's why the 12th house is considered the house of self-undoing, because you do it to yourself, you know. It's not like there's even outside forces working here. It's your subconscious mind. It's also the house of charity, charitable acts, the house of confinement, though. This is associated with like people who are confined to like a wheelchair, a nursing home, even a prison, or even their own home, where they can't get out and do stuff for themselves. So that's where the charitable part comes in, where a lot of times you do stuff for people, that need help. And, it's not like you're broadcasting it to everyone either. It's not like you're hiding it or whatever. It's just that you're more than likely helping someone. Maybe at this time, maybe not. But the opportunity might pop up for you to actually help someone. There's a new moon here on the 4th in Leo, in your 12th house. So it's a new beginning, but it's happening behind the scenes. Okay, the 12th house is, it's your downtime. It's your time to recharge your batteries and spend time by yourself doing things that only you can do. You don't need other people with you to do it. Like you're enjoying your alone time before planets move into your first house and you're like back on the scene again. So it's nice to, be able to enjoy whatever, okay? But when Mercury turns retrograde from your sign, okay, and falls back into Leo here on the 14th, it falls back into your 12th house. So it was already here in July. And I always call, like Mercury in the 12th house, the great investigator. It's the snoop, it brings out the snoop in you, wanting to snoop around or pry, kind of, but like secretly. It's not like you're openly, being obnoxious and asking all kinds of rude questions, but you could be trying to find out something, and this would have started like last month, and maybe you were getting somewhere, maybe you weren't, maybe you weren't talking to the right person, or the information just wasn't there for you at that time. But a lot of times when Mercury does turn retrograde, this is like the exact opposite, because when Mercury is retrograde, sometimes information is hard to come by, or the truth, or for whatever reason. Someone could be outright deceiving you, but not usually. What it is that it just isn't there. You're either speaking to the wrong person, they don't have that information, and they forget to tell you who to go to, or something or other, okay? But when Mercury is retrograde, a lot of times the information is suddenly there. It reappears, miraculously out of the blue, or, whatever you were trying to find out, information that you needed possibly in order to move forward on something, right? If you just try possibly like on another day, maybe everything clicks into place. So that's kind of good right there. But this is possibly regarding something that you had already begun in July. Okay, something you were trying to do in July comes back again. Okay, during this retrograde period, when it's in Leo from the 14th to the 28th, it's still there. It turns direct on the 28th, so into September. Okay, so there's a full moon on the 19th in Aquarius in your 6th house. That's where you have Aquarius. It's directly across from this 12th house of Leo. And the 6th house is the house of the workplace, the kind of work that you do, your co-workers, your house of health, and your house of service to others, and also the house of small pets. Okay, so there could be something going on within the workplace that comes to a head finally. That's what a full moon is for, is to get rid of a problem, get it out there, get it resolved, and then you don't have to deal with it again, right? So it could be maybe a problem with a coworker, or a boss, or the place where you work, or it could be maybe this being the house of service to others also. Maybe you have some kind of arrangement with someone where you're helping them, and I always say it's a 50-50 thing, whereas someone needs your help for some reason or other, so they come to you and ask you for a favor, and in turn offer to do something for you, so you both make out from the arrangement. So it could be something like that, where maybe you were already doing that with someone. Doesn't doesn't have to be a coworker, it could be anyone. And then maybe that's not working out for you, or maybe it was just something that was temporary. You assumed they knew it was temporary. You weren't going to be doing it for the rest of your life, right? So it could be something like that. You have to end a situation where you were helping someone, but they were also helping you, but maybe you don't need their help anymore. So what's the point, or whatever? You know what I mean? Like they're relying on you too heavily. Something like that. Okay. So again, on the 29th, Venus moves into Libra, and I will cover that next month. Okay. So the best time to do something each month is when the moon is in your own sign, and the moon is in Virgo on the 5th, 6th, and 7th. And the best time to lay low is when the moon is in your opposite sign, and your opposite sign is Pisces, and those dates are the 19th, 20th, and 21st. And the best time for romance, recreation, creativity, fun, gambling, or speculation, and anything to do with children is the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 15th, 16th, 17th, 28th, 29th, and 30th. The best time for money is the 8th, 9th, 10th, 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. The best time for your career is the 26th and 27th. And the best time for communication and travel is the 10th, 11th, 12th, 24th, and 25th. So I hope you enjoyed your forecast for August. Have a wonderful birthday. See you later. Bye.